What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and if you are new, welcome to Talking Ball. Today we are continuing our Duke basketball player profile series, and today the focus will be on Amile Jefferson returning for his redshirt senior season. Now, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe. That way you can get all the great content from our 50 and 50 series, and if you like this video, share it. So as you guys know by now, I like to look back before going forward. And when I look back to this Duke team and this 2015-16 season and Amile Jefferson, before the season there were even some rumblings that he may not start. People were talking up Sean Obi, talking up Chase Jeter, and boy was that wrong. He proved to be by far their best interior scoring option. Great offensive rebounder, and was averaging a double-double until, as you guys well know, until that injury. And boy, was that a shock. I mean, I remember seeing the tweet, and it seemed like such a minor injury. It seemed like maybe it could nick him up for a couple of weeks, and then you start to get more information, and it's a couple of months, and then all of a sudden, it's the whole season. And with Amile, that really ended up hurting the team. I think, honestly, they could have maybe had an Elite 8 run. I think his value was one more round in the tournament compared to what they were able to accomplish without him. Now, what's Amile Jefferson as a player, and what type of game does he have? Well, before he got injured, he was averaging a double-double, leading the ACC in offensive rebounding. Great offensive rebounder. He could finish with either hand in the paint off his post-ups, which was a great ability that, not a lot of players have to use either hand, and was developing a great high-low post game there with Marshall Plumlee, where Plumlee would take the ball at the top and dump it down to Amile before the injury happened. Now, he really, though, as great as that sounds offensively, his value is on the defensive end. Excellent defender who moves his feet well to mirror the offensive player. And he's strong in the post. So yes, he's only 6'8", 6'9", but he's got extremely long arms, he's strong, and he is quick. I don't know what else more you could ask for in an ideal defender. And so that allows him, to guard the college center or power forward, whoever's playing the 5 position, and then if there's a pick and roll, he easily switches out and covers that. If you want an NBA comparison for him, he's basically Tristan Thompson, although his offensive post game is much more refined than Thompson's. He's just not that level of athlete. But for the college game, he does basically what Tristan Thompson does for the Cavs for Duke, albeit, with a little more offensive repertoire. Now, what do I think he's going to produce going into the 2016-2017 season? Well, first of all, I'm glad he's back. I mean, he's one of my favorite Duke players to watch. I adorably call him Flex because during his sophomore season, every time he made a big play, he was always flexing down the court. And he's just a joy to watch. He's always playing with passion. And therefore, it sucked to miss him last year, but I am very happy that he's back for his real senior season this year. So what's he going to provide for the team? Well, I see him providing, obviously, the veteran leadership that he has. And he's a very vocal guy, and that's going to be important because otherwise, without him, they were relying on a backcourt there, or a front court, of Marcus Bolden and Harry Giles and the unproven, well, those two guys are both unproven, but the unproven Chase Jeter and Sean Obi. And, you never know what you're going to get out of freshmen, and especially a freshman coming off of an ACL in Giles. Now, I think Giles is going to be very good, but I just want to preface by saying it's a very, very nice luxury to have Amile back because it would have been a little dicey of a situation depending on the backline of your defense, and that's an important area. You got to have a great communicator back there, and that's what Amile is. He's constantly barking orders and directions and telling the guards what's going on. It's very important that you have a guy there with experience who knows, what needs to be done on this play, and has a sense of familiarity with the system and what type of defense Coach K wants them to do. And so for that reason, I think he's going to play between 20 and 30 minutes a game. And I think his play is going to be very consistent. The only thing that may hurt his playing time will be the development of Bolden, maybe Jeter if he improves from last season, and then the health of Giles. But he's going to be very important, and I do think he will not only start games but close them. He's just too valuable defensively to not. So I think he will start at least in the beginning of the season, although knowing Amile, I don't think he cares if he starts. He's a team player, and I mean, if there's any doubt about that, you can tell because the guy in high school was a prolific scorer, a McDonald's All-American, and ever since he's got to Duke, he's, pride his game on defense and rebounding. So if you want to know anything about the guy's character, that's about all you need to know. He was known as a scorer coming out of high school. Now, a lot of guys are, but to really focus in on defense as he has and improved, and I mean, he's an excellent defender. It's just not something you see from a lot of guys who profile as scorers coming out of high school, or at least who were scorers coming out of high school. So, guys, that's what I think about Amile. I mean, he's a great player. He's going to provide energy, leadership, toughness for this team. And I'm just so happy he's back. I know I said that so many times in this video, but he's going to be a very important, critical piece for this year's team if they're going to have, these big-time NCAA title hopes that they do have for this season. But, guys, let me know what you think about Amile in the comments below, and let me know what you think of this video. Thanks.